What's up, guys? It's Carly with FasciNATIVE English, where if you are finally ready to take your English to another level and to begin speaking English like a native English speaker, then you've come to the right place. So let's get into it. What's up, guys? I have another idiom for you all today, and today's idiom is to get the best of. Again, that is to get the best of. And this just means to outdo, overcome, or defeat. All right? To outdo, overcome, or defeat. Now, we can use this idiom naturally by saying, man, that really got the best of me. Or, man, she really got the best of him. Or you can use people's names. So let's say you have two people that are in a tennis match. I don't know why I always use tennis match examples, but there we go. We have two people in a tennis match. And one of them is just, they're on a roll, man. They're killing it out there. And the other person is losing. So you can say, let's say one of them is named David. The other one's named John, all right? You can say, man, David got the best of John out there on the tennis court today, didn't he? That's how you can naturally say this. So even though the idiom is to get the best of, you can put people's names in there, or you can say he or she or I, and then use it naturally in a sentence like that. So to get the best of, again, just means to outdo, overcome, or defeat. Now, of course, I have a story for you all today. So my story is a few months ago, I went to Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. And honestly, I'm from Florida, so I grew up my whole life like loving amusement parks and going to amusement parks quite frequently. Like I went to Disney World a lot growing up. My family, we went to Tennessee almost 2 or 3 times a year. So there's Dollywood in Tennessee. So I went there, went to Universal Studios, like even little water parks all around Florida. There's a million different water parks. Like I love amusement parks, okay? And I've grown up loving them. I love the thrill of a roller coaster. I love spending all day like riding different things, seeing characters, like trying the food. As an adult, that's what I go to theme parks for now, is the food. But I just love amusement parks, honestly. But when we went in April, I'm not gonna lie, we got there right as the park was opening. Like as soon as it opened, we were there. We were waiting in line to go park, so we could have been a little bit earlier.
Early bird gets the worm, huh?
But we were there, and then we parked. We went to the theme park. We entered, and we were still pretty early. Like there was a lot of people there already, because you have the early birds or people that stay near the hotel that get there early. But we were one of the first people to enter the park that morning, and we stayed there until 2 hours after the park closed. All right, so we were there all day. And you might be thinking, like, why would you stay there after the park closed? This is why. Everybody stayed there until the last minute, and then the traffic of everybody leaving was insane. So my husband and I, we just like walked around. There's this place called City Walk. We just walked around and kind of chilled and relaxed and waited for a bunch of people to leave so that we could go to our car and not have to sit in like long traffic. So that's why we were there from the moment they opened, basically, until 2 hours after they closed. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been to a bunch, like I said, I've been to a bunch of theme parks and I've experienced a lot, but this one got the best of me that day. It really did. And I think it's might be a mixture of like, Florida's always hot, and even though it was April, it was still very hot. So like I was very hot all day and kind of exhausted from the heat exhaustion, but also I'm getting older.
It's been 84 years.
And I ate a lot of good food. Like, don't hate me, y'all, but I had a list on my phone of like food to try in Universal Studios, because they were still doing, it was past Mardi Gras, but they were still doing like a Mardi Gras festival, and they had like food trucks all around the theme park and different types of foods and like little pop-up tents to try. So your girl made a list, and so my husband and I, we ate kind of a lot that day, and honestly the park just got the best of me. I was so tired when we left this park, and this is a funny story. We still had to drive back to Jacksonville, which was my hometown. It's like around a little bit over a 2-hour drive. So we leave this park really late. Like it's like after midnight and we still have to drive back to Jacksonville and we're so exhausted, so tired. So we're like, you know what? Let's get more food. Let's like keep us awake. So we ran by McDonald's. We got some food for the road. And as we're driving, this is the funny part. You know, like of course I had like a lot of fun and there's like a lot of fun memories that during the park that day. But this is the funniest part of the story. So, like I said, the park got the best of me. I was tired. My husband was a little bit tired, but he's like a rare breed. My husband can get like 1 or 2 hours of sleep and he's good to go. But me, if I don't get like 8 to 10 to 12 hours of sleep, I'm like, no. And so if I'm awake for too long, I become like a zombie basically. But we were on our way home and I'm looking out the window and I see something in the sky.
Run for your lives! Everyone run for cover!
And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like wiping my eyes like, there's no way. Like, what? What is in the sky? It's like going across the sky and I'm like looking. And I look at my husband, I'm like, do you see that? There's something in the sky. And he's like, oh yeah, oh my gosh. What is that? And he's trying to drive and he's like, oh my goodness, what is that? And I'm like, well, I'm just happy right now that I'm not seeing things because I'm so tired. I'm like kind of delirious. My husband's like talking to me, having a conversation, and I'm like half asleep. I'm like, yeah, so yeah, I remember when, like, and my husband said I wasn't making any sense. That's how tired I was. But I was trying to stay awake because I didn't want to fall asleep and leave him to drive us back to Jacksonville alone. So I was trying to stay awake, and then I saw this, like I look out the window and I see this in the sky and I'm like, Carly, you are tripping right now. Like you are so tired that you're seeing things, because it looked like a UFO. Like it looked alien-like, and I was like, what is this? This doesn't happen to people like me. I only see this, on TikTok or on social media. People are like, oh, there's like a UFO in the sky. So I'm like, okay, Carly, think logically here. I know like the park got the best of you and you're like super tired right now, and you probably don't want to, you just want to like go to sleep, but you need to figure out what this is. So I go on Google and I'm like seeing if there's a shuttle launch, because I'm from Florida. So I know, like growing up, we used to go to Kennedy Space Center, which is in Florida, which is where NASA launches all the rockets and stuff. I used to see rocket launches a lot when I was growing up. So I was like, maybe they have some kind of weird like midnight rocket launch going on. So I searched it and they did. And I was like, aha, I'm not going crazy. I'm not delirious. Maybe I was a little bit delirious, but at least not about this. So I was like, okay, that we can settle that argument. That is not a UFO. NASA launched a rocket, and that is the rocket that we were seeing in the sky, because it was like going, and then eventually like you couldn't even see it anymore. And I was like, am I seeing things? Like, really? Am I delirious now? Did the park really take all that out of me, where now I'm just like a walking zombie, a walking corpse? Am I that tired? But no, it was really funny, because now I think my husband and I, we laughed so much, and it made it easier to drive the rest of the way home, because, well, not home, but back to my hometown, because we were just like so shocked about what happened. We're like, oh wow, that was so funny, that's hilarious. So we were so tired, so we literally questioned ourselves, like, wait a minute,
Is this real life?
are we going crazy right now? Are we seeing things? Are there aliens? Like, we don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are really aliens, but we were just like shocked. But thank you all for watching this video with me today. If you like this video, please click the like button, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you all in the next video.